What do you ask for at mediation? First, I want to make clear every case is different and every client has differing priorities and desires um, to achieve out of a divorce, and that pertains to both the marital estate and potentially custody planning if children are involved. Um, but here are some questions that you want to ask the mediator. What are the costs of the services and how are they going to be divided by the parties? You're going to want to iron out how much is the bill going to be based upon how many hours and how is it getting paid for by both of you. Is the mediator an attorney? And this is important as it relates to whether or not the mediator is going to be able to actually process any agreement that you make, or whether one or both parties are going to require hiring an attorney in order to actually process any agreements that you come to at mediation. How does the mediator keep discussions on track and keep notes? And this is important because you don't want to waste time in mediation. Obviously, you're paying an hourly rate for the mediation. And generally, you're also going to want to have some form of documentation, especially if agreements are made, so that if there's ever any kind of issue or conflict over what the terms that you agreed are, there is a clear record from the mediator. What you're actually trying to get out of mediation after you've hired a mediator is a little bit different. And this is going to be driven by you personally, but I wanted to offer up some guideposts to assist you. So you're going to want to ask for fair property division, which includes your personal property, and that means like tools, kitchenware, appliances, furniture, vehicles, real property like houses, and then jewelry, among other things, obviously, but those are some of the more expensive ones that you might want to consider talking about at mediation, and it's often easier to negotiate those sorts of things if you guys can agree to a particular appraised value of the items. Oftentimes, an easy way to do that is to see what a like item would sell for on a website like eBay. Asking for equitable division, including asset division, which includes bank accounts, you're talking about investments, retirement accounts, rental properties, businesses that may be owned by one or both or operated by one or both, pensions, and then hard assets like gold or palladium. You'll want to make clear how debt is going to be allocated in the context of both property and asset division, and to make sure that these debts are, one, taken by an individual party and not jointly held, and two, able to be maintained and serviced after the division is done. Now, whether there's a need for spousal support is another consideration to be had, and this will depend on the party's unique circumstances, history of work, etc., and how much maintenance will be required. If children are involved, you'll want to discuss both a custody plan, which includes legal custody and physical custody, as well as child support, and legal custody being more of the decision-making authority, and then physical custody or a child visitation schedule, which sets forth exactly when and how decisions will be made, and who has the children at what times, and where the drop-off and pickup is going to be, among other things. Also, how insurance policies will stay or change, including health, dental, and life insurance policies, which may need to change, may need to stay the same, but are often better addressed in the decree than otherwise not. You may also want to discuss clear procedures for communication going forward. Oftentimes, there's going to be a process of actually dividing some of these assets or working together, co-parenting children. And so establishing a protocol for communicating with your ex at mediation is often a useful tool to avoid future emotional frustration and headaches.